no matter what.
I know you're scared, but you're with me now, and I'm gonna keep you safe.
One day, a strange meteorite fell to Earth in the New Mexico desert. A hunter who was collecting his prey saw something fall near him. He immediately went to inspect it. He saw a hole left by the meteorite's impact. As he approached, something came out of the hole and attacked him directly. In another place, a high school girl named Renee was burning her dead pet lizard. After finishing, she greeted her mother, Linda, who had just woken up. Renee asked her mother to take her to buy food for her pets after school. Renee's stepfather, named Chase, then arrived. Renee hates Chase because all he does is get drunk. Chase greeted Renee because she remained silent and called her a disrespectful child. As she left for school, Renee, annoyed, scratched Chase's car that was parked outside the house. At school, Renee doesn't have many friends because she just moved. She only has one friend, Kill or Gil in later parts, who is also lonely. When leaving school, Renee got annoyed because her mother was late picking her up. Renee realized her mother hadn't gone to work. She suspected her mother had fought with her stepfather again. However, her mother replied that everything was fine. Upon arriving home, Renee gave the mouse she had just bought to her beloved snake. She then played the guitar to entertain the pets she had in her room. The lonely Renee considers her pets to be her best friends. That night, during dinner, Chase, drunk, suspected Renee had scratched his car, but Renee simply kept silent. Chase then commented that the house's microwave smelled bad. Renee admitted that she had heated a mouse in the microwave for her pet's food and promised to clean it. Hearing that, Chase got furious because he felt Renee had soiled the house. The drunk Chase threw potato chips at her. Renee, angry, left the house, got on her motorcycle, and rode alone toward the desert. While calming down, Renee saw an overturned car. Curious, she went to inspect it. She saw a black creature moving toward her, but it was tied up by a metal trap, which prevented it from going anywhere. As she was about to leave, Renee saw the creature lying helpless because its foot was caught in the trap. Renee felt pity and finally released the trap attached to the car and rushed back home. The next morning, on her way to school, she saw 3 helicopters flying overhead. They must have been government helicopters looking for the creature from the night before. Renee had an idea. Renee asked to borrow Kill's video recorder. At first, Kill refused. Renee promised to help Kill with his homework, and finally Kill agreed to lend her his video recorder. Upon arriving home, Chase and Linda asked Renee to talk to them. Chase promised that from that moment on he would not drink again. He hoped Renee would get along with him, but Renee simply remained silent. Chase then left. Linda asked why Renee didn't answer anything. Renee was still upset because Chase hadn't apologized at all. Renee then went into her room and grabbed some tools. She sneaked into Chase's room and stole his car keys. She opened Chase's car door and took the pistol that was there. Renee saw small alcohol bottles scattered around. She got annoyed because Chase was still keeping alcohol. Renee sped toward the location from the night before. Upon arriving at the location, the situation seemed quiet. The government must not have tracked this area yet. Renee saw dead, torn-up animals and green bloodstains that must have been from the creature of the night before. Looking through binoculars, the creature was indeed still there. Renee fired the pistol into the air to lure the creature, but the creature remained still. Renee turned on the video recorder and started filming. Renee was very happy because she was the first person to find this creature. She could surely become rich. Renee approached the creature and cut the trap embedded in its leg with pliers. But the creature remained still. Renee thought the creature was dead. Just as she was about to pick up the video recorder, the creature suddenly got up and pushed her. Renee panicked. But strangely, the creature did not attack her. Renee felt that the creature was not dangerous. Renee tried to feed the creature with fruits, but the creature immediately kicked it away. The creature did not like fruit. Renee saw a helicopter in the distance. Renee tried to tell the creature that in the movies she had seen, the people in the helicopter were usually bad. Renee told the creature to avoid them. Renee then returned home. Upon arriving, she checked her belongings. She panicked because Chase's pistol was missing. Surely it had fallen somewhere. Just as she was about to go out again, Chase, who was on the sofa, asked if Renee had seen his car keys. Renee lied, saying she didn't know anything. Renee saw a bottle of alcohol on the floor. Renee asked, "Why was Chase drunk again?" Chase told Renee not to tell her mother about this. If she refused, Chase would not hesitate to act violently. Renee left immediately. Outside the house, Renee saw that the creature had followed her there. Renee invited it to go back to the desert. But along the way, the creature suddenly extended a tentacle that stuck to Renee's face, causing Renee's body to float in the air. Moments later, Renee regained consciousness. Strangely, Renee felt pity and immediately hugged the creature. Renee invited the creature to go back home. Renee told the creature to hide in the house's basement. Since the creature looked like a giant cockroach, Renee named it Crog. Renee told the creature to stay still while she was gone. During the day, at the meteorite impact site, many government agents were searching the area. An agent named Brown reported that there were no signs of movement from the creature they were looking for. The agent leader, named John, told Brown and his men to move fast, before it was too late. Meanwhile, Renee snuck out to see Chase and her mother, who had left for work. After making sure no one was home, Renee invited Crog inside. Renee gave him meat from the refrigerator, but Crog still wouldn't eat it. At school, Gil was confused because Renee hadn't attended. At home, Renee showed Crog her pets in the room. Renee forbade Crog from eating her pets. Renee then sang while playing the guitar. While singing, Renee saw Crog's back tremble. Renee knew Crog was scared. Renee told Crog not to worry. Renee promised she would take care of him as long as she could. While relaxing, Renee saw her mother return. Renee, panicking, immediately took Crog back to the basement. Upon entering the house, Linda was shocked to see the mess. Gil arrived to pick up the camera. Linda told Gil to get it himself in Renee's room. After putting Crog back in the basement, Renee returned to her room. She saw Gil watching the recording with Crog. Renee told Gil to hand over the recording tape. But Gil, curious, refused. Gil told Renee to explain all this. Gil threatened to turn the recording over to the police if Renee wouldn't explain. Renee was forced to invite Gil to go down to the basement with her. In the basement, Renee forbade Crog from attacking Gil. Seeing Crog's terrifying appearance, Gil immediately fainted and wet his pants. After Gil regained consciousness, Renee told Gil to calm down. Renee told him that Crog was not dangerous. Renee stroked Crog, showing that the creature was not dangerous. When leaving for home, Gil handed over the video recording tape. Renee asked Gil not to tell anyone about this. Secretly, from a distance, Brown recorded the conversation between Renee and Gil. That night, Renee tried to feed Crog with meat and food, but Crog still wouldn't eat it. The next day at school, Renee told Gil that Crog hadn't wanted to eat since the day before. Gil said that, based on the movies he had seen, a T-Rex would only eat live animals. Gil invited Renee to take Crog to the conservation area that night. Because according to his observation, the government agents were not checking that place. That night, Renee and Crog met Gil, who was already waiting in the conservation area. Renee immediately told Crog to eat the animals that were there. Crog immediately rushed to eat those animals. Seeing this, Gil felt they couldn't hide Crog forever, but Renee insisted she wouldn't tell anyone. After putting Crog back in the basement, Renee entered the house, but Chase, who was drunk, stopped her. Chase suspected Renee had stolen his car keys. Chase said he had already opened his car with the spare key and saw that his pistol was gone. Chase was sure Renee had taken it. Chase told Renee to return his pistol. Frightened, Renee told him the truth, that the pistol had fallen when she took it to the desert. Chase got angry. In the basement, Crog sensed Renee was in danger. When Chase attacked Renee, Renee immediately screamed. Linda came out to save her daughter. Downstairs, Crog tried to break down the wall, causing a tremor like an earthquake. After the tremor subsided, Linda, who was fed up, kicked Chase out of the house. Linda apologized to Renee. She didn't think Chase would attack Renee. But Renee, still in shock, immediately went into the basement. The next morning, as Renee was leaving for school, John stopped her and showed her he was a government official. John told Renee to get in the car. John would drive Renee to school. Inside the house, Linda saw that the tap water wasn't running. It must be broken due to the earthquake last night. Linda called a plumber to fix the water pipe. In the car, John told Renee that he had found a pistol lying in the desert that belonged to someone named Chase. And strangely, there were a girl's fingerprints on the grip of the pistol. Renee lied, saying she used the pistol to shoot at cans. John said he knew Renee was lying. John then gave her his business card. Later, if Renee was ready to tell the truth, John told Renee to contact him. But if Renee tried to escape, John would come back with an arrest warrant. At home, Linda told the plumber to fix the water pipe in the basement alone because Linda was leaving for work. The plumber immediately went into the basement alone. In the basement, as he was about to fix the pipe, the plumber saw the terrifying Crog. He immediately hit Crog with metal pliers. Crog counterattacked the plumber. The injured plumber then fled, driving the car fast down the street. Suddenly, he was hit by another car. In summary, after school, Renee saw the plumber's car accident in the street. Linda then approached. By now, Renee was still blaming her mother for not trusting her. Renee blamed Linda for forcing her to move to this remote place after her father's death, as if trying to forget him. Linda apologized because she found it difficult to find a job in the city. Linda then told her that the water pipe was broken. Linda had already told the plumber to fix it in the basement. For now, Renee could drink bottled water. The sad Linda went into the house. Hearing that there was a plumber in the basement, Renee immediately panicked because the plumber must have seen Crog. Renee immediately went into the basement. There, Renee saw blood scattered around. Checking on Crog, Renee saw Crog was injured. Crog must have scared the plumber until the accident happened in the street earlier. Renee finally realized that she couldn't hide Crog in the basement forever. Elsewhere, Brown visited Gil. Meanwhile, in another location, Renee took Crog to the conservation area. Renee then called Gil, asking him to meet her at the conservation area. In summary, Gil went to meet Renee. Renee said she planned to live with Crog in the conservation area until it was completely safe. Gil said Renee's idea was crazy, but Renee didn't care. Gil then said an officer had visited her that afternoon, but Gil told Renee not to worry because she hadn't revealed anything. Renee told Crog to stay there because she was going back home to get equipment. Renee thanked Gil for helping her. Upon arriving home, Renee put some things in a suitcase and wrote a letter to her mother, who was sleeping. Renee also released all her pets. As she was about to leave in Chase's car, Chase immediately approached, pulling Renee and pointing a gun at her. Chase now had proof that Renee had stolen his car keys. Chase then dragged Renee into the house. The drunk Chase took Renee and Linda hostage. Chase blamed Renee for being kicked out of the house. Linda then held Chase back and told Renee to run. Outside the house, Chase caught Renee again. Just as Chase was about to shoot Renee, Crog suddenly appeared, attacked Chase, and bit him. Renee tried to stop him, but it was too late. Chase was already dead. Crog then fled back into the forest. Gil arrived. Gil was shocked to see Chase dead, attacked by Crog. Renee tried to explain that Crog was protecting her because Chase tried to shoot her. But Gil tried to prevent Renee from leaving, because Gil was sure Crog was a dangerous creature. But Renee still denied it because, according to Renee, Crog had saved her life. From inside the house, John suddenly came out. It turned out he had been hearing the commotion the whole time. He and the officers immediately arrested Renee and put wires on her head. Renee said Crog was gone and wouldn't come back. Brown then reported that Renee and the creature had formed a bond. John then broke Renee's finger, making Renee scream in pain. It turned out that this worked to make Crog come back. The officers immediately captured it with the equipment they had set up. In summary, the officers put Crog in the police headquarters awaiting transport. John then told Brown to check on Linda. Meanwhile, he went to another room to meet Renee, who had just woken up. Renee saw that her bandaged hand had been treated. Renee told John to release Crog because the creature was not dangerous. John explained that Renee was not the first person to form a bond with that alien. The people who formed a bond with that alien inevitably died. The people who formed a bond with the creature felt a psychic connection with it. But Renee still didn't believe it. John explained that the government believed the creature was sent by highly intelligent aliens out there to find information about humans. That's why John wanted to capture the creature so his team could research it and discover the weakness of the alien that sent it. John would also research Renee, who had formed a bond with the creature. If Renee refused to be researched, John would make Renee's mother suffer even more. John then left. Linda came in to see Renee. Linda wanted Renee to explain what had happened, but Renee didn't want to talk. Linda apologized for not listening to Renee all this time. Brown then told Linda to leave. Outside, Gil arrived at the police station alone. But seeing many officers, he simply sat on the side of the road. After everyone left the room, Renee remembered that Crog would come to save her when she was in pain. Renee then pressed her broken finger until she felt pain. Elsewhere, Crog's body suddenly trembled, sensing that Renee was in pain. Crog finally managed to break free and attacked the officers who were there. John and Brown immediately came in, telling Renee to be quiet. Outside, Crog massacred the officers one by one. John and Brown immediately prepared to face the approaching Crog. Crog then broke down the door, knocking John and Brown unconscious. Crog intended to kill John, but Renee forbade it. Renee didn't want Crog to become an evil creature. Renee then took the handcuff keys and freed herself. Renee immediately told Crog to leave. John then regained consciousness. He then prepared a large weapon to kill Crog. In another room, Linda was surprised to see corpses scattered everywhere. Outside, as Renee told Crog to get into the car, John came out of the building, shooting at Renee and Crog. Renee tried to take cover behind the car, but the bullets could penetrate it. Renee told Crog to duck, but Crog advanced and attacked John. John managed to shoot the creature repeatedly, but Crog also managed to stab John to death. Renee immediately ran to Crog, but the creature was no longer moving. Linda and Gil invited Renee to leave. Several months later, Renee, who had recovered, continued with her normal life. Elsewhere, as researchers were about to study Crog's body, the creature suddenly rose again and attacked them. And so ends the story of the movie Xeno, folks. I hope you were entertained. The message we get from this movie is that if you are single, look for a lonely woman because she can befriend anyone, even a monster, folks.